And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to the final opportunity for one driver to race their way into the Oreo Truck Series Chase for the championship here in Season 7. This is the LCQ at Talladega Superspeedway, and we're getting ready for 30 drivers to take here to this track for 19 laps of racing. At the end of the day, one driver will join the 12 already locked in to this season's chase as they will battle it out for 10 weeks to become the Season 7 Oreo Truck Series champion. On the pole is going to be Trent Dunham alongside of Haruhi Toshimi, James Silverfox alongside of William Duncan, and in row 3, Brad Smith and Sean Galligan. Let's get the command to start the engines here today in the LCQ.
Drivers, start your engines.
And there's the command to fire him up as we get ready to go to green flag racing here for what's going to be 19 laps of racing. Trent Dunham, Haruhi Toshimi, a former champion, actually a two-time S-Series champion, and a rookie in the 5 machine. As you take a look on the top of your screen, there is your starting lineup for today's event. 30 drivers, as I said, 19 laps of racing, 12 drivers sitting on the sidelines watching what's going to unfold here. As let's take a look at a couple of the drivers that I think are going to be key drivers to watch here today. Trent Dunham, the pole sitter, is actually one of them because he's a former champ. There are 2 other former Truck Series champions in this field. One of them is starting right there near the rear of the field, Chris Dollerton in the 83. He was the Season 5, I believe it was Season 5 champion in the Oreo Truck Series. It was either Season 5 or Season 4. And for some reason it's escaping me. I'll probably come up with it in a minute. Oh no, I believe it was Season 4 because I believe Season 5 was Ryan Cooper. So Chris Dollerton, I'm pretty certain it was Season 4. And then another former Truck Series champ from Season 2. I just hit the wrong one. Right there, the 91, Jake Rogers, who I believe when he won his championship, I believe it was in a Ford F-Series in the 91. It was either a Ford or a Chevy. But 3 former Truck Series champs are in this field. Let's see how they do here today. This guy's out for some revenge, or some redemption, whichever the case may be. Jamie DeFalu ended up almost getting into the chase last week at Kansas, but a poor finish had him out and Levi McIntyre in. DeFalu now having to use this LCQ to try and make his way in to the chase for the championship. And picking up a win a couple weeks ago at Pocono, Eric Burton moved himself up through the standings. He actually comes in 15th in points, 3rd highest of drivers outside of the chase right now. And he's got a lot of momentum on his side. He may be a driver to watch here today. But here we go. We're getting ready to go to green. 19 laps of racing. Pit stops will not come into play. Whoever gets to the start-finish line first when the checker flag waves, they will be the 13th and final driver to battle it out for the championship here in Season 7. As here we go, green flag is out. Let's take a look at them coming here to the start-finish line. Green flag's out. We're underway here in the LCQ at Talladega. As they'll head through to the gopher cam here in turn 1. Trent Dunham side by side still with Haruhi Toshimi. No lines getting the advantage just yet. Here they come behind him. Let's see if anybody can get an advantage out of this corner, as it was 5 cars in the inside line, 5 cars in the outside line. Still a dead even heat, and now the outside line looks like it's moving. William Duncan and Toshimi, they're working the high side, and Toshimi has Trent Dunham cleared. High side worked here at Talladega. Meanwhile here, there's a good battle going on. Whoa, no, don't wreck, save it, Tang, save it. He gets into Matthew Daly. Daly gets into Bruins Littlejohn, they held on to it. Great save! Wow! 3 cars were literally on the apron and they kept it together. Let's have a look at the pace truck if you wanted to see that. William Duncan now, who helped Haruhi Toshimi get to the lead, he's now going to go for the top position as the field is kind of split up here into 2 groups. That I think is in part to what we just saw take place there. That save by Jackie Tang and Prunes Littlejohn. I can't even remember who the other driver was. That was a close call, I'll tell you. Oh man, they're rubbing doors back there. James McLeod leaning on Trent Dunham. Good buddies here can become bitter enemies because there's a chase spot on the line right now. Your friends are where you find them, and more than likely you may not have any friends at all. Now that second group is starting to catch up there. Luis Hernandez was heading that group, and now they finally caught back up to this first group as they're still 3 by 3, about maybe 7-8 rows deep. Right now up front though, William Duncan has a partner in Dylan Young. Kind of interesting, those two working together because they're going to be teammates next year in the Snickers Cup Series for Young Duncan Motorsports. Duncan will drive the 12. Dylan Young will drive the 2. I don't know. They got some little alliance going on here early, maybe? I don't know. But now Dylan Young's going to ditch his future teammate in the Snickers Cup Series, and Chris Washer says, all right, you do that. I'm going to ditch you, and I'm going to go to the lead. He's got help now from Chris Washer. Those two are teammates in the Snickers Cup Series this season, with Everham Mayonnaise Racing, Washer in the 10 and Jackson in the 19. Interesting alliances here, and apparently they run deeper than just here in the Truck Series, with what we're seeing with Duncan and Young working together, Washer and Jackson working together. And I'll tell you one thing that I'm noticing here. One driver that wins this race is going to have a little bit of an advantage in the chase with the fact that we're coming back here to this track for our next to last race of the season, just before the season finale at Zenjoltis. The top 12, the chasers that are already locked in, they're not going to get much of an opportunity except with testing, qualifying, and happy hour. They're not going to be out here racing in race conditions like this, like these other drivers are. So, you know, there may be a little bit of an advantage for one driver that wins this race once that Talladega race comes around. The question is, though, will they be in contention mathematically for the championship once the next to the last race of the season takes place? You never know. Leia Walker leads the way right now. She's the only of the Roush Fenway cars that hasn't made the chase yet. Kyle Thomas and Kyle Corbett both have raced their way in the 16 and 17. Leia Walker trying to get the last Roush Fenway car into the chase if she can, but Dylan Young now goes to the inside, and drafting help there from fellow Toyota Tundra in Alex DeMarco. Ever since those drivers got down to the apron, they're not really racing nearly as hard as they were. Oh, wait a minute, though. That could be close between DeFelu and Jackson. Whoa, Jackson just barely let DeFelu back in. That was nearly a 5-wide situation here at Talladega, and I haven't seen many 5-wide situations in the turns that actually end up having a happy ending. As Alex DeMarco now goes to the front, Cody Lamas right behind him. Cody, a former winner last season back at Texas Motor Speedway. No wins this season. But out of the drivers outside the chase right now, he is the 5th highest driver, 17th in points. Right now, though, there's some good, hard racing going on here. Nobody really getting into each other. Everybody keeping it clean, which is good to see. Because, you know, it's a race where there's one spot up for grabs in the chase. You'd like to be able to see everybody on the final lap still be in the running for it. You don't really want to see a huge wreck happen, because that means that just like that, poof, the chase hopes for those drivers are gone. As right now, Brad Smith jumps to the inside of Alex DeMarco. Drafting help going to come in the form of Joshua Michaels, former winner this season. 23rd in points comes Joshua. And Joshua Michaels is not in the running right now for any chases. He almost made the Mobile Cup Series chase, but he had a rather difficult few weeks, and it dropped him outside the top 10 there, so he'll try and get into the chase in the Mobile LCQ, and the same for Snickers. As I saw, one car was on pit road. Jackie Tang is sitting on pit road. I don't know what's wrong with the 98, but something is obviously amiss on that machine. Remember, he was one of those drivers who got down on the apron there, and they almost had that wreck. I don't know if he had damage or what exactly is wrong with the 98 machine, but it doesn't look like Jackie Tang's going to make the chase by winning this race, though. He's already 5 laps down to the leaders. Don't know what has happened to the 98 machine, but a tough break there for rookie Jackie Tang. First of the drivers basically to be eliminated from making their way into that final 13th chase position. Well, they were 4 wide about 4 or 5 rows back a while ago. Now they've settled it out to 3 wide about 6, 7 rows deep. And as soon as I say that, it looks like they're starting to get themselves into 4 wide formation again, as Jake Rogers now going to come down to the inside of his teammate Joshua Michaels. Trying to look for the top position, not going to get it. Instead, he's going to be able to draft with his teammate there in the 43. Then there's another Ford F-Series right behind them in William Duncan. And Danny Wells has found a teammate in Sam McMillan. They're working their way up here on the inside line there, the 29 and the 33. Like I said, your friends are where you find them, but you may end up being able to work with somebody here. And I'm thinking back to Talladega last year, this very track. Remember the next to last race of the season when it was Dylan Poteet getting help from James Silverfox? Silverfox literally pushed his teammate to the win. And there you see Jackie Tang returning back on track. Oh, Tang, please let everybody on by before you merge. Oh, boy. Is he going to come up into traffic? I hope not. Looks like everybody got through there, but that could have been really, really bad. Right now, though, they are 4 wide there from about the 6th position on back. Jimmy Bly, Jorge Jashimi, Sam McMillan, Harrison Langford, 4 by 4 by 4. Now about 4 or 5 rows deep as Chris Washer goes to the inside, and he gets Joshua Michaels at the line. 10 laps to go here at Talladega. Oh, look out back here. Things getting very, very hairy. Almost was 5 wide there with Harrison Langford and Bob Jones and Alex DeMarco. They settle it back out to 4 wide again. As we look again at the pace car for some apparent reason. Oh, look here. Teammates are up here in the top 4. The 84 and the 83. Dylan Young and Chris Dollerton. Dylan Young, I believe, has made the chase for the past 2 seasons in Truck Series in that 84 truck. I think ever since he moved to that 84 truck, he's been in the chase. And Chris Dollerton is trying to tie, I believe it's Adam Chambers, for the most amount of times in the chase. Wait, is the caution out? I think the caution may be waving. It is, and Charles Jackson's in trouble with Danny Wells, William Duncan. Sean Galligan apparently was involved as well. And Charles Jackson's car is stuck on the apron of the front straightaway. There's Danny Wells, damage to his machine. William Duncan involved as well, and I believe Sean Galligan was collected in whenever this was. Come on, guys, slow up, slow up. It's the caution flag. You don't have to run each other over. Looks like they're going to do a good job of slowing down. Now they just got to find what position they're going to be in. Chris Washer, leader. Dylan Young, McLeod, Dollerton, and Rogers. That's the top 5. But the caution comes out with a little less than 10 to go. Let's take a look at what happened. A couple of veterans getting collected in this one. Duncan, as well as Charles Jackson and Danny Wells. Wow. This was at the very back of the pack. And watch right here. Plenty of room for these guys to be able to run. And Jackson's going to come up. Duncan's going to come down. They're going to start rubbing doors and getting into each other. And then they just go up the racetrack and into Danny Wells. And, oh, wow. Holy cow, Danny got some air. A lot of air. Duncan got some air, too. And Galligan, does Galligan get through this? Slowing up, trying to get to the inside. He does. What a job by the Blue Deuce of Sean Galligan to get through that. He was right behind it. And to all rights and purposes, really should have gotten at least some contact out of that, but never touched another truck in front of him. But Charles Jackson there, Danny Wells, tough break for them. Man, Charles has just had tough luck this season. And tough break there for William Duncan, too. Man, 3 trucks involved here. Fortunately, it was near the rear of the field, so we only had 3 drivers involved. Let's go on board with Sean Galligan. We got to see what that Blue Deuce saw. Riding on board with the Miller Lite Dodge of Sean Galligan. Watch him slow down and not get involved in this. I mean, he nearly got right into the back of William Duncan. He really actually should have. I don't know how he was able to, I don't know, maybe prematurely know that wreck was going to happen, but a great job of driving by Sean Galligan keeps him in the running for that possible chase spot. So we get ready to go back to green flag racing now. Well, the lights are still on atop the pace car. We should get the 1 to go signal next time by. But Chris Washer is the leader right now. We do have a couple drivers that are out of the race, including William Duncan and Danny Wells. Danny Wells' car apparently overheated, and William Duncan out of the race after the damage he received, getting turned right up into the outside retaining wall. Charles Jackson, I think he's actually going to be able to continue, but he had to get to pit road by teleportation due to the fact that his car was stuck on that area just between the apron and the racetrack. And then, of course, Jackie Tang is 6 laps down after having to make some unscheduled pit stop. Don't really know yet what exactly happened on the 98. But we're going to have a total of 26 drivers on the lead lap still. 2 drivers out of the race and 2 off the lead lap as Chris Washer is the leader. Dylan Young 2nd, Jays McLeod 3rd. Chris Dollerton is in 4th, Zach Rogers 5th, Bob Jones runs 6th. 7th is Alex DeMarco, Harrison Langford 8th. 9th is Brad Smith, and Prunes Littlejohn completes the top 10. That was another thing that I actually meant to talk about. We were talking about how the Roush Fenway cars are already in the chase of Kyle Corbett and Kyle Thomas, and now Leia Walker would like to sweep it for the that team. Well, Prunes Littlejohn, Bob Jones, two of their teammates, Tanner Sullivan, Jacob Lawler, are in the chase, and one of them would love to be able to make it 3 Joe Gibbs cars battling for the championship. As Trent Dunham lines up in 11th, Luis Hernandez in 12th, DeFelu is in 13th, 14th Jimmy Bly. Interesting there. Remember those two, that little skirmish they and their crews had back during the Oreo Open at MM Super Speedway. I don't know if that rivalry's died down or not, but they're starting one behind the other. Andreas Allen is in 15th place now. James Silverfox there in 16th. Joshua Michaels 17th. 18th Jake Cole. 19th Matthew Daly. Leia Walker is 20th. Then it's Eric Byrne 21st. 22nd Jake Rogers. Haruhi Toshimi, who was up front for a while, back in 23rd now with Cody Lamas 24th. There's Jackie Tang, 6 laps down in 30th place. We will be a single file restart because there'll be less than 10 to go. We'll actually be, I believe, 4 to go when we hit the stripe. Sam McMillan, he's in 25th. Sean Gallagher 26th, and 27th, 1 lap down, is Charles Jackson. So Galligan and McMillan going to have to make short work of the 98 if they're going to keep themselves up here in the running, because there's only going to be, as I said, 4 laps to go when we get back to green flag racing. Not a whole lot of time. I mean, it's enough time for a driver back outside the top 20 to work his way to the front, but, you know, you got to go 110% at the drop of the green flag if you're going to do that. And then you got to have a partner there that's willing to work with you all the way to the front. Interesting scenario up here. Chris Washer, no teammate to be seen. But then you got Dylan Young, and he's got a teammate there in 4th. As a matter of fact, look at the Toyota power up here. Toyota's in 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th place. The only driver that's a Chevy in that top 7 is James McLeod. Right there in the 3rd position. And you know, I was actually looking back and I was trying to figure out just big names that haven't yet made a chase, that are not locked into a chase. And a couple of names that struck me, one of them was Chris Dollerton, another of them was James McLeod, and another of them was Charles Jackson. Those 3 have actually not got themselves locked into any chase at all this season. Now, this is obviously the only series that Chris Dollerton runs in. His other driver, Megan Atkins, just barely missing the Snickers Cup Series chase, and his other driver, Madison Sieber, is locked into the Mobile One Cup Series chase for the championship. But James McLeod, he's not in any chase. Same for Charles Jackson. Could that change here today? We're going to find out in just a moment. 4 laps of racing remain. 26 of our original 30 still on the lead lap. 28 of our original 30 still on the racetrack. Here we go. Green flag ready to come back out. Let's see what they're going to do here in the final 4 laps of this race. Washer got a good jump. Dylan Young appeared to lay back. That may have been strategy here. Dylan Young's got a teammate he'll be able to work with in the form of Chris Dollerton. He's also got a good friend in James McLeod right there as well, right on his back bumper. As McLeod, is he going to move out of line? No, Dollerton makes the move to the inside of McLeod. He wants to help his teammate Dylan Young, but now he tucks back in line. Now here's Zach Rogers taking a peek to the inside of Dollerton, but I don't think he has any drafting help. Top 5 remain single file. Nobody that stepped out of line there had any drafting help to help them get by the car in front of them, as the top 3 have a little bit of a gap between themselves and 4th place Chris Dollerton. Now here comes McLeod to the inside of Dylan Young. Does he have the... Oh, he doesn't have the room. He's going to get blocked again. Dylan Young hangs on to 2nd. This all going on behind Chris Washer. And the driver that won the Talladega race here earlier on this season is not in this field. Kyle Matthews got the wild card spot to get into the chase. So for if any driver that wins this race, it'd be the first time for them winning this season at Talladega, even though it'll be a non-points event. And here comes Dylan Young. It's time to go for the 84. He's got McLeod coming with him. Dollerton's coming with him. Bob Jones is coming with him as well. He's got an inside line there with his good buddies, and they go by Chris Washer for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Coming this time, it'll be 2 to go. Oh, wait a minute, McLeod peeking out of line. And look at this, Chris Dollerton. Goodbye to teammates. He's not going to help the 84. He's going to help the 30 car to the lead of James McLeod. 2 laps to go here at Talladega. Drivers trying to pick their partners if they can. But who could be a partner one lap could be a bitter enemy the next. And I'm sure there are going to be no friends whatsoever on the final lap. Look at Trent Dunham. He's got someone shoving him like crazy back there. I think that was Jake Rogers pushing him towards the front. Now they're shoving Prunes Littlejohn up that inside line. Look out for the 20, the 1, and the 91. They're coming. Oh, wait, that's not the 91. That's the 55. It's Little John, Dunham, and Jake Cole, and they're coming up that inside line with a full head of steam. Coming this time to the white flag. Look at this. They're going to go 3 wide. Little John to the bottom. Brad Smith to the middle. Inside line, Prunes Little John with help from Jake Cole. Dunham gets kicked to the middle groove. Here comes Joshua Michaels. 4 wide for the lead with the white flag lap. Jake Cole going to take the advantage. Here comes the 43 car of Joshua Michaels. Tashimi is there. The lap machine of Jackie Tang could come into play. Could he help someone get to the lead? Right now, the top 2 have broken away. Jake Cole the leader. Joshua Michaels in second. Here comes the lap machine of Jackie Tang. Will he work with Joshua Michaels to maybe help him get by Jake Cole? It looks like it could be Jake Cole and Joshua Michaels to finish this thing out. Will Joshua Michaels make a move? He's got to do it sometime. Sooner rather than later. He's not making it. I don't think he can. Tang's there though. Can Michaels get to the inside? He's coming. Jake Cole hangs on. Jake Cole is going to make the chase for the championship here in the Truck Series as he wins here today at Talladega in the LCQ. Jake Cole, a former winner this season. 18th in the point standings. He will be in the chase for the championship as he wins here today at Talladega Superspeedway. The final spot goes to the 55 Target Toyota out of Michael Waltrip Racing. Wow. What a finish there. And Michaels, I don't know if he didn't have the drafting help or something. Whether he had the drafting help or not, I would have stepped out of line there coming out of 4. Regardless of whether I finished first or second, at least make an attempt at it. But Michael's so close, but yet so far. And there is your winner, Jake Cole, in the 55. He will join Lawler, Corbett, Sullivan, Canepa, LaPlante, Campbell, McIntyre, Sanford, Shelton, Thomas, Matthews, and Poteet in this season's chase for the championship. As there you take a look at your official finishing results for today's race. Pretty much it doesn't matter where everybody else finished because that doesn't get them into the chase for the championship. Just the win by Jake Cole gets him into this season's chase for the championship in the Oreo Truck Series. Well, that does it here for the LCQ here at Talladega for the Truck Series. We still got the Mobile and Snickers Cup Series LCQs coming, where in those events, one driver that wins those events will get into the Mobile Chase and the Snickers Chase here for Season 7. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and become part of the crew today. You're taking a look here at your official results, and we'll see you next time here as we continue on LCQ weekend here at Talladega Superspeedway. As you've been watching the production of the SRA, offline racing at its best.